The Indiana Fever were playing the Connecticut Sun, and the energy at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric until the second quarter. The crowd's cheers filled the arena, every shot and rebound met with huge excitement. The fans truly believed tonight would belong to the Fever, and the atmosphere was full of hope. But then, everything changed in a flash. Sophie Cunningham, a key Fever player known for her fighting spirit, fell hard after crashing into Briahartley. The thud of her body hitting the floor was clear, making everyone go silent. The arena went quiet as Cunningham held her knee, her face showing pain. Teammates rushed to her side, forming a protective circle, their faces full of worry and uncertainty. The moment felt really long, like time slowed down. Medical staff rushed out. It was clear the injury was serious. Coaches and officials stood on the sidelines holding their breath, hoping the injury wasn't as bad as it looked. All eyes were on Cunningham and the medical team working fast. As she was helped off the court, the mood changed from excitement to fear. The crowd, who had been loud, could now only watch with worry, some even shedding tears. Every step Cunningham took felt heavy, both physically and emotionally. Losing Cunningham was more than just a setback. It was an emotional blow to a team already hurting from injuries. The players on the bench looked down, some with their heads bowed, trying to hold back their feelings. The Fever huddled up, trying to get back on track, but the Sun took advantage of the moment, quickly growing their lead. Every point the Sun scored felt heavier for the Fever, who now had to play without one of their best players. Coach Stephanie White faced a big challenge to keep her team focused despite the shock. She gave instructions in a firm voice, trying to lift the spirits of her still-shaken players. The players looked shaken, the fans were worried, and the score difference on the scoreboard kept growing. Every second that passed felt like a mental test for the whole team and its supporters. The quiet in the arena spoke volumes. This was a test of the Fever's spirit. No one knew how they would react, but everyone hoped they could bounce back from this low point. Would they give up, or find a way to fight back? In the middle of the quiet and pressure, this was the moment for the Fever to show their true character. Would they let this injury break their spirit, or would it be the spark for an amazing comeback? With Cunningham out, the Fever's problems got worse. The Sun pushed their lead, taking advantage of every opening Indiana left. Every attack felt heavy, every defense felt weak. The Fever players looked lost, like the weight of this game was too much to carry. The Connecticut Sun kept scoring, pushing their lead to 21 points in the third quarter. The score on the board felt like a punishment, and time was running out fast. In professional basketball, a deficit this big almost always means the game is over. The numbers are clear. Teams down by 20 points or more in the third quarter almost never come back. The chances of winning were almost zero. The win probability chart dropped sharply, and even the experts started talking about a big loss. The Fever were missing their star rookie Caitlin Clark and two other point guards, their main strength on the court. Without their key playmakers, their offense lost its rhythm and creativity. Now another leader was gone. The bench looked defeated, energy was low, and even the coach looked frustrated. All eyes were on the remaining players still on the court, but in the middle of the despair, there was a small spark of hope. The players looked at each other, signaling that they weren't ready to give up yet. Something inside this team refused to quit. They huddled together, faces full of determination, cheering each other on. The odds were impossible, but they made a choice: fight or give up. They chose to fight. The comeback had to start now, or not at all. Every second left in the game became very important. The arena held its breath, waiting for a miracle. Everyone wanted to know, could hope survive, or would tonight be the end of their fight? The comeback started quietly. A solid defense, a shot that went in. Under pressure and in the spotlight, the Indiana Fever began to build the foundation for a change. Every step on the court felt well thought out, every move filled with determination. They knew to turn things around, everything had to start from the basics: tight defense and trust in each other. Suddenly, the Fever played with new energy, fighting for every loose ball. No ball was left alone, no chance was wasted. Every player showed amazing fighting spirit, as if every second on the court was their last chance. The crowd felt the change, hope flickered back to life. The sound of cheers began to fill the arena, creating an atmosphere that fired up the players. Every action on the court now got an amazing response from the stands, as if the crowd's energy flowed directly into the team. A steal sparked cheers, a tough layup made fans stand up. These small moments became the spark, lighting the fire of a comeback that began to grow in every part of the court. The Sun's lead shrunk, 21, 18, 15. Every point the Fever got felt like a small victory, slowly chipping away at the opponent's confidence. The Fever was playing for more than just the scoreboard. They were playing for each other and for Sophie. Every hug, every word of encouragement on the bench strengthened the bond between them. They knew togetherness was key to surviving and fighting back. The defense got tighter, the offense flowed, and the team's energy was backed by the crowd. Every block, every assist was proof that they were not alone in this fight. Every possession mattered. Every player contributed. No one wanted to be a spectator. Everyone wanted to be part of this comeback. The momentum was real, and toughness was driving it. Every time they fell, they got up stronger, refusing to give in to the situation. The Fever refused to let another injury define them. They chose to fight, to prove that their spirit was bigger than any challenge. They were united, focused, and tireless. Every instruction from the coach was absorbed. Every strategy was carried out with full belief. The third quarter, which was once full of despair, now pulsed with confidence. Every second felt like a new chance, and no one wanted to waste it. The impossible was suddenly within reach. They began to believe, not just in winning, but in their own strength. The Fever was making a statement. They wouldn't give up. The comeback was happening. This was the moment where everything changed, not just for this game, but for their season. Kelsey Mitchell was the engine behind the Fever's comeback. She took over, scoring from everywhere, drives, jumpers, deep three-pointers. 34 of her 38 points came after halftime. Each crucial shot electrified the crowd and lifted her teammates' spirits. In overtime, she was unstoppable, securing the win with fearless play. Coach White said it best, "She just carried us." Mitchell's performance was a masterclass in leadership and will. Tonight, she was the heart and soul of the Fever. While Mitchell was lighting up the perimeter, Aaliyah Boston was the anchor under the basket. Boston's double-double, 14 points, 13 rebounds, was the backbone of the comeback. She fought for every rebound, stopping the Suns' big players and giving the Fever second chances. Her toughness inspired her teammates to match her intensity. Boston's calm leadership steadied the team when things looked bad. She communicated, directed, and never panicked. Her presence inside forced the defense to collapse, opening up space for Mitchell. Together, they formed an unstoppable inside-out duo. Boston's grit was the foundation of this historic win. She was the anchor that kept the team steady. This big comeback was built on a season full of tough times. The Fever had already lost Caitlin Clark and 2 other point guards because of injuries. Every time something bad happened, new players had to step up, creating a next-player-up mindset. Instead of giving up, the team became stronger and more together. Trust and toughness became who they were. When Cunningham went down, they didn't panic. They leaned on each other. This is a team that was made strong by hard times, ready for any fight. How they reacted to tough times showed what they were made of. This win is proof of their unbreakable spirit. After the game, Coach Stephanie White summed it up. They had something inside that you can't teach. This wasn't about plays, it was about heart. White praised her team's belief and toughness, especially when facing impossible odds. She trusted her players to step up and meet the moment. Mitchell's bravery and the team's unity came from a culture built on trust. The Fever showed the world that heart matters more than just talent. Tonight, they proved it in a spectacular way. This wasn't just a win, it was the biggest comeback in Fever history. Down 21 points to a strong playoff team, the Fever made history. The win was a statistical anomaly, a 1 in 1,000 chance. They did it against one of the toughest teams in the league, making it even sweeter. This game will be remembered as a landmark moment for the franchise. The players etched their names into Fever history. It was a reward for all their pain and hard work. Together, they achieved the impossible. This win was more than just one victory. It was a turning point. It boosted the Fever's playoff hopes and changed their confidence. That comeback sent a message. The Fever won't give up. Fans and players shared an unforgettable journey from despair to triumph. The bond between the team and the city grew stronger. This game defined the Fever's character. Fighters, united, tough. They've shown they can overcome anything. The rest of the season isn't written yet, but the Fever have the heart to make it special.